Welcome back. Today I am doing something totally different because I have been so inspired by these like purple shimmery eye looks that have been coming around, and I feel like glitter and duochrome and stuff that was super popular back in like 2015, 2016 to 2017-esque like is coming back around. So like, as we all know, at least if you've been using makeup for as long as I have, trends like come and go, and it's very like they ebb and flow. The waves are very cyclical. It's a cyclical wave. So if you have makeup from these older trends that are now becoming more popular, maybe try and shop your stash a little bit and look and see if you can at least like dupe a color story or a finish or something if you're looking at a lot of makeup that's been catching your eye. Super inspired by these like purple eye looks that are super glittery, super wet looking. So I decided to root through some old makeup and see what I had from past trends, and I feel like I accomplished the look. I feel like I've duped the overall vibe of it, but I put a little like more 2020s vibe or spin. If you're new here, I like to promote quality over quantity. So I'm all about promoting using what you have and using them as art tools more so than buying into the consumer shiny new. If it's new, then it's good, but that doesn't mean that it's good. It just means that it's new. If you've been a consumer of makeup as long as I have, then you will know that makeup is very cyclical with its, you know, trends. So it's kind of likely that you may have things that are trending now that once were trending like 5 or 6 years ago. So you might have this makeup already. So I'm just going to encourage you to look into what you already have and try and, you know, use things that are trending right now as inspiration for the makeup that you already have. I'm really happy with this look. I feel like I want to do this a lot more often and just kind of use up some old things that I've been saving for some reason, like actually get some use out of them. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. And yeah, let's just get into the look because I had a really good time making this look. So the first product that I've had my eye on that I'm choosing not to buy because I could probably match it in my collection is the About Face. I'll put a little picture somewhere, probably like here. The About Face glitter pigment in the shade Out of Body. It's like a brownish red that flips to like a purple and a green. I found it in this. I found it in this old palette here, and this is the LimeCrime Venus 2 palette. LimeCrime isn't really something I've ever really like kept tabs on, even when they were a lot more popular, like, you know, years and years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago. I know that they have had a lot of scandals and like money things happening and whatever, but when I was visiting my old roommate in Pittsburgh years ago, she had this and I tried it and I thought it was such a lovely color story. Like, it's super, super pretty. And I was really obsessed with this mustard right here. But yeah, I used it and then I impulsively bought it, and then it sat in my like makeup collection basically unopened for 2 years. 2 years. And I think just a couple of years ago I opened it up and started playing with it a little bit. And it's not something I reach for all that much, but when I want like a pop of like really vibrant, beautiful color, I do reach for this palette a lot. And this blue is absolutely incredible. This I almost said this orange. This mustard is absolutely incredible and this orange is absolutely incredible. But there is this shade right here. It's called Pigeon. And it's kind of a brownie purple base with like a purple and green reflect in it. I'll do a swatch for it on my hand here. And it has a very, very similar vibe. And so I was thinking to myself with the glitter pigments, I've never been like a glitter pigment fan. Not that I think that they are ill performing. I think they're very beautifully performing, but I'm much more of like a panned eyeshadow type of person or a potted eyeshadow type of person. I think it's mainly just because of like ease of use. So I'm going to take this old Bobbi Brown brush. It is kind of like a flat, almost like paddle type of brush. And it's really good for like flat, like precisely like swiping on pigment. So I'm just going to saturate both sides of the brush with that. And these do have some fallout. So I'm just going to tap it and then swipe her on. And I like to go in light layers just to build up the pigment and just to be a little bit more precise with it. And kind of carve up into my crease as well. And then we'll blend it out a little bit more after. Taking a brush with nothing on it, I'm just going to diffuse the edges. Just the edges. And just that by itself, you can see the duochrome a little bit here on camera. But that by itself is pretty lovely. It's a very nice one and done shade. And if you have this palette and you've kind of forgotten about it, there are some hidden gems in it. Yeah, super pretty. And you can build it up to get that as well, but I feel like the next shade that we put on is going to kind of overpower this look a little bit. Now that I have the base done for my eyeshadow, I'm now going to be going into this old Z palette here, and this is what I refer to as my Kat Von D graveyard. Minus these like little ones here, that's from the Modern Renaissance palette that I depotted. But this has all of my, what I deemed worth saving when I decluttered my collection a couple of years ago and got rid of a lot of Kat Von D things. I loved the Shade and Light eye palette so much that I had a professional one and then I had a personal one. So these are from my professional one that I used in the Shade and Light. And then all of these here, the majority of these are from the Metal and Matte. I think these might be from the Metal and Matte, I'm not too sure, but I do have the stars of the show, which are from the Alchemy palette, and they were these beautiful, like, shiny, holographic, like, color shifting radiance kind of thing. So there was like a green, a purple, a pink, a blue. Yeah, and I used to wear them just like all over my face. I lived my like slutty alien girl dreams. I'm gonna be referring to it as Kat Von D because like at the time it wasn't KVD, and like KVD is like really confusing like branding wise. Like I know that they're like tried to deviate from Kat Von D by changing it to KVD, and she's no longer affiliated and all of that. But like it just doesn't seem like they have like their marketing just like quite there yet. It almost seems like they're trying to be Rituel to Fille, like with the like goth girl but make it luxury-esque type thing that they're doing. But it's just, you know, like I'm still not like enthused by anything that they've come out with, and I'm just like not tempted or inspired by anything. But this was back when like Kat Von D, like at least like as like, you know, their vision or whatever was still pretty much intact before they got like, they just started like pumping just like really shitty things out. And I think the last thing that I bought from Kat Von D was the Metal Matte palette. It was like all but like 3 of the mattes were like just chalky dust, and like the shimmers were really lovely, but it was just, you know, I don't know. It was, everything just got super gimmicky and just super bad. And anyways, it's not about that. I'm using this purple shade, and it has this like beautiful like light shifting, very beautiful, I don't know, you're just gonna see, you're just gonna, once I put it on my eyes, you're gonna see. So a little trick I like to do with my metallic shadows is take a setting spray and drench the brush after I put the pigment on it. So I'm just putting on both sides, just really drenching this brush in this like purple holographic shade. And then you can do this with water, you can do it with a setting mist, you can do it with like Fix Plus, like whatever you have will work. And so now that that is fully drenched, I'm just going to take it, and this is another like Bobbi Brown like flat brush, but this one has more of a point. I'm going to take it from the corner of my eye and drag it out. And it's just going to transform this look into something very galactic and very purple. And then flip it for the other side. Some people don't like to wet their brushes for like shimmer shades because they feel like it causes hard pan, but these products are so old I don't really care if it hard pans. And hard pan isn't like a permanent thing. Like all you have to do is just take like a spoolie and kind of, you know, yeah, this just like, oh man, I can't believe I forgot about these. I used the green one not that long ago on my friend who was going to a Halloween party, and she went as like Medusa, so I just used the green one all over her face and she looked amazing. But yeah, look at that. This eye compared to this eye. Like this is the look that everybody's doing now with the purples, and I just feel like if you've been participating in makeup for quite some time, you already have these shades. Like they might not be new, but they still work. Like eyeshadows last a really long time. Like their shelf life is just pretty immortal almost. Obviously you shouldn't be using something that's like 10 years old, but you can use something that's like 5 years old. You know what I mean? But like, just look at that. Oh my God. I'm gonna do the other eye. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely like, oh man, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. Thank you, Graveyard. Servicing me as usual. Oh man. I could just keep like layering this and layering this. It's just so pretty. And it totally like makes me not want to buy any of the things that I've been wanting to buy. Inspiration for this purple color has come from a lot of like, you know, the Pat McGrath Huetopian Dream, the purple in that. There's a lot of indie brands that have been coming out that do this type of like color shifting purple. And it's just, I have no desire to like really buy any of those things now because I already own stuff that can accomplish a similar look. Now for my complexion, I'm just gonna go in with my Auric. Oh, this is kind of how I've just been doing my complexion lately, just doing the Auric Glow Lust or the Hollywood Flawless filter and just doing some concealer and blending it out with like a brush. No, I'm still like not intrigued by any of the complexion products that have been coming out so far. I mean, it's only like, you know, the first week of February, but still, like, I'm not intrigued by anything, and I'm really content with like what I have and what I've been using. Elf Brush is like on its last leg. Like, look at it. I'm gonna go in with the Glossier Stretch Concealer and just kind of buff this in over the Auric. I'm kind of having a bad skin day. Like I woke up when my skin was just like super congested, not necessarily broken out, but just like bumpy. And of course I started picking it, and then, you know how it goes. I'm gonna go in with my little travel size of the Hourglass bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. This is in the Ambient lighting. Yeah, Ambient lighting bronzer formula. Oh man, it's so pretty. This and the Victoria Beckham Beauty are the best, the absolute best powder bronzers I've ever used ever. And I'm never going back, baby. Go with the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk because I am trying to use this up this year. It's enough of like a warm neutral that I think will complement this look quite well. What I love about these is you can like sheer them out or like build them up for like a super intense look. This is giving me like super like divine vibes, which I mean, living. She's giving. Like, look at this. Oh man, I feel like I'm transported back in time. This is also like becoming popular again. Makeup trends are so interesting, you know? Like this is something I would have wore in like 2016. like for sure. Like this was definitely me. Walking down the street, colorful eye look. Yeah. So funny. It's so funny. That's why you don't have to buy new makeup all the time. You might still have it. You might still have the trend if you're old enough. I don't even think I'm gonna need highlighter. I grabbed the Rituel de Fille one that I just bought, and I actually think that we'll put it on. Next I'm taking Phosphene, the Rituel de Fille cream highlighter, and I'm just gonna take the same brush and kind of do a little swirly swirl and just tap. We'll get out of here, hair. Tap, 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 tap. This is really subtle, but it's super beautiful. Like it's impactful where it needs to be. You see? And I think this wears on top of the Glow Lust like very beautifully. And I love the way it smells. It smells so good. I love lavender essential oil. Going in with the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara because I am trying to use this puppy up because it is about to expire. Something I will say that is kind of negative about this mascara, because I haven't been able to figure out what a negative critique of this could be, besides it being a little wet when you first open it, that when it starts to turn, it's turning, and you need to use this up because it is, you know, it's getting thick. She's getting thick. And yeah, I think that's my one complaint. Like the Victoria Beckham Beauty mascara, it ages very gracefully. Like you can tell that it's aging, but the performance is still there, like up to its very last days. Like I definitely used my last 2 tubes of that mascara longer than I should have because it just wasn't behaving poorly. Like its performance was like really stellar up until like probably the last week of me trying to use it all up. But this, not so much, not so much. It's still nice, but it's just a little bit like chunkier and messier that I'm used to. I'm gonna do my bottom just because this is a more like dramatic look. Ugh. I do looks like this more often. This is really like fun and I feel so fun and free. I'm just gonna keep it really simple on the lips and use the Nars Afterglow Tinted Lip Balm in the shade Orgasm, just to kind of keep with that like fresh, like pinky, almost like Easter egg kind of color story we're doing here. Ooh, so pretty, so fresh, so shiny. Okay, I definitely have a hair. Ooh. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I feel very accomplished with this look. It's super different, but like it's also like kind of nostalgic for me because I'm getting up there in the years. I'm getting up there. I'm so happy with this. This is so fun. This is such like a fun like going out like, but still like within my, you know what I think this is? I feel like this is like an elevated version of a makeup look that I used to do, but like more like updated. Like I feel like I've made it more appropriate for like my age and like what I prefer in makeup now, which is like wet looking glassy skin with like a wet looking lid, but just kind of like amping it up and making it a little more like editorial and like galactic and fun. And it's also like scratching the itch of me wanting to buy like new makeup. If this inspired you to kind of dig in your makeup collection and try and shop your stash and or like create a look / dupe the vibe of makeup that has been inspiring you lately, and to avoid buying a bunch of makeup that you're not going to use because you might already have it. You might. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and thank you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.